Chelsea have made a flying start to the season and are miraculously second in the Premier League. Much of the credit for this early success must go to their new manager, Enzo Maresca. At first, Maresca's appointment in the summer left fans feeling underwhelmed, even after his championship triumph with Leicester City. The Italian certainly wasn't the big name many had expected to replace Mauricio Pochettino, while doubts over his credibility only deepened after a poor pre-season. And yet, Maresca's excellent coaching has so far helped Chelsea shake off the inconsistencies that have plagued them over the past 2 seasons, and the sight of fans chanting his name after their recent wins signal a renewed sense of belief and appreciation within the club. So, how has Maresca managed to spark this exciting revolution at Chelsea? While it's still early in Maresca's tenure, he deserves a ton of credit for the progress Chelsea have made, and the mere fact that discussions about them being in the title race shows just how far ahead of expectations they are. Chelsea currently sits second in the Premier League, ahead of powerhouses like Arsenal and Manchester City, who are both heavily tipped to compete in another 2-horse race for the title. And while Liverpool are 7 points clear at the summit, there was no obvious gap in quality when the two sides met at Anfield in October, and Maresca's side were perhaps a bit unlucky to lose 2-1 that day. This time last year, Chelsea could only dream of matching these sides in terms of results and league standings. Their only other loss in the league so far came in the opening game to City. At the time, nobody knew that the reigning champions of the past 4 seasons would go on a 4-game losing streak in the league, and given the circumstances of it being Maresca's first ever competitive match and the caution that accompanies such occasions, losing 2-0 was far from embarrassing. The 44-year-old Italian is the 3rd permanent appointment that the Todd Boehly Clear Lake Consortium have made since buying the club back in May 2022. Based on Premier League form alone, he is off to a better start than predecessors Graham Potter and Pochettino in their opening 14 games. Although it's important to note that the former didn't have a pre-season due to replacing Thomas Tuchel in September of that 2022-23 season. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far, subscribe so that you don't miss out on our future videos. One of Maresca's most impressive feats has been his handling of the squad. Chelsea's roster was described as a chaotic mess.
Chelsea have just got to stop buying players. And players have got to stop signing for Chelsea.
And you saw the list of names that are there and you're saying, I could be part of that.
Part of what?
Part of this young, exciting team could be.
It's not a young and exciting team.
But since his appointment, he has successfully unified the team and instilled a clear identity. His willingness to make tough decisions has been vital too, such as moving on high-wage players like Raheem Sterling and managing the roles of Nicolas Jackson, Christopher Nkunku, and João Felix. He has also helped underperforming players like Marco Correa and Noni Madueke find greater consistency. In a high-stakes environment, a touch of ruthlessness is not just crucial but essential, and Maresca has clearly demonstrated his readiness to make those calls. It'll be fascinating to see how long this success continues, but so far, Maresca has effectively kept an array of attacking talent both happy and in form, even if he can't meet everyone's game time expectations. It has also helped that Chelsea's participation in the Europa Conference League necessitates squad depth. Jackson has made himself undroppable over the fit-again Nkunku, who is widely considered Chelsea's most potent attacking threat but has been forced to settle for a spot on the bench in the Premier League. Rather than sulk, however, the situation seems to have fueled Nkunku to prove himself, seizing every opportunity that arises to make his case for a starting role. Despite early worries about his tactical rigidity, especially following a summer influx of new attacking signings, Maresca has adapted remarkably well. His time at Leicester was marked by a more dogmatic approach, focusing on perfecting a consistent tactical setup. However, the significantly greater talent available at Chelsea has allowed him to be more flexible based on their opponents. In fact, the flaws exposed during preseason may have been a blessing in disguise, encouraging Maresca to rethink his tactics and make the most of the diverse player profiles within the squad.
What are the parts of the job that you really enjoy most?
Working the day by day with this squad is a nice feeling. I really thought in the past, and I really think now that for me the squad is very good.
Now, you could argue that Maresca has benefited from the groundwork laid before his arrival, with key players such as Moise Caicedo and Nicolas Jackson benefiting from a year of settling in after their transfers. He also joined the club when the management structure above him was in place. But it would be wrong to say that Maresca has had it easy. The loud outcry about the squad size and his approach to unwanted first-team players, asking them to train separately from the main group, could have destabilized the team. Yet, his results on the pitch validate his no-nonsense approach. The preseason was also overshadowed by the controversy surrounding Enzo Fernandez filming himself and his Argentina teammates singing a discriminatory song aimed at players of African ancestry in the French national team. Given the ethnic diversity within Chelsea's squad, this threatened to split the dressing room. However, Maresca's adept man management saw Fernandes smoothly reintegrated back into the team, even allowing him to captain the team during a recent match against Aston Villa. Moreover, Maresca had to navigate big headlines about the club's co-owners potentially parting ways and buying each other out. But he didn't allow the uncertainty from the boardroom, which is still unresolved, to affect his players either. Not everything under Maresca has been flawless. Despite commendable performances against top teams, Chelsea have yet to win any of their league games against the Big Six. A meek 2-0 exit at Newcastle in the Carabao Cup's round of 16 was a disappointment too, while a record of 3 clean sheets from the 14 league games show there's plenty of room for improvement defensively. Nonetheless, the positives far outweigh the negatives. Maresca has infused the club with a sense of calm and positivity, and few are still questioning his appointment. However, the real test will come during a dip in form or a crisis, similar to what City have recently faced. How he and his players handle adversity will be a key indicator of their maturity and ability to compete for titles.
Are you in a title race?
No, I said many times, and I really like the pressure. I really like to say, yes, we are there, but we are not there. We are not there.
If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more football news, stories, and insights. Also, don't forget to hit notifications so you never miss a beat. And with that, we'll see you in the next video.